Let's go. Okay, so this video is just out of the blue. I know we do the normal scheduled Sunday night live stream with a film study, but today I want to do something a little different. And as you guys in the background watch this pick six from Dwight McGlothern, obviously starting off with the positive play, I want to do a quick little film study on the real MVP of the LSU versus Florida game. And you can make a case that Dwight McGlothern was the MVP. This pick six was huge to start the second half. You can go with Ty Davis Price, who actually set the record for most rushing yards in a single game. He deserves a lot of credit. You can give the MVP to Brad Davis. B.J. Ojolari had another big game. Sage Ryan in his debut was absolutely fantastic. One little nugget that I found very interesting was TDP and Dwight McGlothern. TDP on his final 2 touchdowns. One thing LSU probably needs to fix is they do drop their touchdowns really quickly and nobody actually picks the ball up. TDP had a really close call, but we'll break down all of that. The reason why I'm doing a special video for this player is simply put, no one ever talks about this guy. You never hear him on our channel. We talk about him actually a decent amount, but I don't talk about him enough. In fact, I went back and listened to my live stream, my 3-hour live stream after the game, and I am shocked after doing a thorough rewatch that I did not think of this player. So, as we show you the LSU box score, I want you right now to list the 5 most important players that won this football game for LSU. And, look, we could talk about Ed Ingram. We could talk about Marlon Martinez stepping in that right guard position. Jack Mashburn was an unsung hero. So right now, think of the 5 most important players for LSU in your mind from yesterday's game. And I guarantee you could do 1,000 different drafts and not mention this player's name. So we pick it up here, and the guy I'm talking about is Baton Rouge native Jaquelin Roy. Okay? So we start here. He's getting a one-on-one versus this left guard. Okay? And Jaquelin Roy was only had 2 tackles in this game. In fact, he had a bad missed tackle on an end around that went for a lot of yards. It was really bad. But this is legit the guy who made this pick six happen. So he gets the one-on-one against the guard. Mason Smith draws the double team, and the center doesn't help with an inside move through this A-gap. So Jaquelin Roy normally does a swim move where the right arm goes over the top, but this time he elects to do a rip move with a right arm underneath. It's a ripping motion to get underneath this young man, and now he is splitting this double. He's able to get away from the center, and notice what happens by him doing this interior move. If he didn't go through this A-gap right here, more than likely Emory Jones would have stepped up into this pocket, and boom. You see, the receiver actually has a step on Dwight McGlothern. So Emory Jones would have been able to step up and fire this ball into this space for an easy first down on a 3rd and 9. Because we had such great pressure over the middle, splitting this double team so quickly, this forces Emory Jones to sidestep to his left and throw off his back leg and throw the football late, which forces him to double clutch this ball. And look, but since he's throwing off his back leg with not a lot of mustard on it, throwing away from his body, not the best mechanics, the ball floats and hangs in the air. McGlothern's able to catch up to the ball even though the receiver had a step, and it's a pick six. So you see right there, Jaquelin Roy is the only reason this pick six happened. Instead of it being a 13, 14, 15-yard first down, Jaquelin Roy forces the pick six, which is absolutely huge in this portion of the game. So it's good. We got a packed Tiger Stadium. There's a lot of people here for an 11 a.m. game. And we get to this play right here. Okay? So the first thing, you guys are already looking at Jaquelin Roy, but I want you to watch this play. And I'm not going to say anything. I want you to watch this play, though, and I want you to see if you pick up on anything. So, obviously, you guys are focused in on Jaquelin Roy. He has this insane pass rush move over the middle. Richardson's throwing off his back leg, and this ball is obviously floating in the air. And while this ball floats in the air, you guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. All your donations, Venmo, Cash App, stuff like that, that stuff has really been helpful because I do have a major unexpected dental surgery coming up later this week. And as an independent creator, all your generous donations are obviously very helpful. Now, after that spiel is over, let's talk about the one thing about this play that nobody is talking about that honestly changed this game. Let's dive a little deeper. Jaquelin Roy normally lines up in what's called a 3 technique, which is the outside shoulder of the guard. And this is where Jaquelin Roy had been killing guards all season in one-on-one matchups, going at the outside shoulder of the guard. What he does is very interesting, though, is that before the snap, he actually does something called a stem, where you slightly move to the inside shoulder of this offensive guard. And basically what a stem is when a defensive lineman moves from left to right pre-snap. The thing about a stem, though, is by stemming into this A gap, that lets this center know that I need to block him. And since this defensive tackle's on the outside shoulder of the guard, Jaquelin Roy knows he's going to draw the double team. Okay, but notice what happens here. And I know the field goal post is in the way a little bit. He attacks this guard hard. Look at this swim move over the top, and then the power and the brute strength to put 65 in his rear end, okay? But the most impressive thing about this was that he kept his feet, okay? A lot of guys fall to the ground, and notice he was trying to hold them, and he was still able to fight through it. Now, it did help out that BJ was getting some good rush off the edge here. But notice this, the guy who had the worst matchup, the double team, was a guy who actually got home. We got some decent rush right here from Mason Smith. Glenn Logan, who's not really a pass rusher, more of a run stopper, is getting dominated by this guard right here. But notice this. The best pressure is always going to be interior pressure. And because of this immense interior pressure, we're throwing Richardson off his back leg, and Damon Clark, obviously with some good coverage on this play, making the interception. Now, this play does have a major twist, is that Damon Clark actually did not have great coverage on this play. So what we're going to talk about is honestly one of the downsides of the ED ORGERON regime, and ultimately this is what has cost him his job, is his predictability on defense. Now, you guys just saw with the pick six a minute ago that was a 3rd and 9 that actually should have been converted had it not been for Jaquelin Roy. The same thing applies actually here. This is actually a 2nd and 10, but the reason why LSU's defense is so easy to break down is because they're so easy to read pre-snap. LSU runs single high coverage, one high coverage with a really deep safety, and it opens up huge pockets of space right here. And that is exactly what Dan Mullen attacked in the second half. In fact, he completed quite a few 3rd and 9s or longer. I believe he had 4 on one drive. And essentially, what he knows is, I want to get matchups with my wide receivers on their linebackers. So what essentially happens here is this running back's going to run to the flat, this linebacker's going to run with them, then this guy is going to run cross field, and essentially Dan Mullen knows with this crossing route that this safety, Cam Lewis, is going to pass this crosser off to Damon Clark. Okay? And what this wide receiver is going to do is run a drag route and go vertical. okay? This is a long developing play, but Dan Mullen knows this is going to work from the sideline if they're going to run one high coverage. All you need is decent protection, okay? So this is actually by design, okay? Run this crosser right here and then attack upfield, okay? So notice Richardson is waiting for this route to clear out, okay? So he's looking right, knowing that he's going to come back left, okay? So this is by design, I'm guessing. So Richardson rolls out to his right, okay? And boom, they get exactly what they want. Running back, but main coverage underneath. Darren Evans running with this wide receiver. Safety passes off the wide receiver, the slot wide receiver, to the linebacker. And now it's a foot race. And boom, you notice right here, he's beating Damon Clark, okay? But because he throws off his back leg, stop it right here. He's beat. He's beat. This should have been a touchdown. This should have been a touchdown. Now, this should give you chills as an LSU fan because Jaquelin Roy saved the game. And you guys are watching on this channel. You won't find anywhere else where someone will tell you that Jaquelin Roy won us his football game with not one, but two huge forced interceptions. Isn't that wild, huh? So why is that important? Why is it important that at, what time is it? I'm going to let you guys see it right now. It's 2:11 in the morning. But the reason why it's very important to point him out and why I'm kicking myself for not giving him more credit on my live stream is very simply this, okay? You're looking at all the possessions LSU had to end this game, okay? Obviously ending with the horrible Hail Mary defense to end the first half. We'll talk about that eventually. But you notice Florida ended every drive with a touchdown. Now, a lot of credit should be given to Jake Peetz. A lot of credit should be given to Ty Davis Price for obviously controlling the clock and moving the football on the ground. But you notice we didn't get a single stop. And both of the stops we had were based off of interceptions that were generated by one person, right? So that's why Jaquelin Roy's your MVP. I'm not sure if we would have ever stopped Florida in the second half because Dan Mullen knows what we're doing. We're going to run man coverage one high, and he kept attacking the pockets of the space, and he did it. He did it all game. And look, I'm not saying we were lucky to win the game. We were the better team. But it doesn't change the fact that we never made a stop had it not been for Jaquelin Roy, right? From the Hail Mary on out. And that's always been Ed Orgeron's MO, especially these last couple of years, is really, really, really bad second halves despite having big leads. And as you guys saw with both of these interceptions, Dwight McGlothern was beat over the middle. Damon Clark was beat deep. So the narrative of this game would have been so different had it not been for Jaquelin Roy's pressures. Jaquelin Roy actually did the same thing versus Florida last year, and we never talked about it. Well, I take that back. We actually did talk about it. We did a whole video, ironically, on how Jaquelin Roy and B.J. Ojulari actually saved us versus Florida last year, and I'll link it down below if you guys want to watch it. If you're an LSU football nerd like me, that's obviously something that you want to check out. So for the second straight year, and actually in this video, Jaquelin Roy should have had a safety in that game last year as well. Make sure you check it out, right? And look, I know, once again, Jaquelin Roy is not a look at me kind of guy, but he deserves a lot more credit for getting us our first SEC home win of the season. And I love it, right? Hope you enjoyed this video today. Obviously, we're going to do more breakdowns from this game. Obviously, there are bigger stories out there surrounding LSU football. I will also be asleep by the time this video gets posted, and we hope you enjoy it. It is Power Hour LSU. Boom. And I have to be quiet because everybody's asleep. But I'm pumped up. So happy we got this win. So happy we had the band. So happy that all this is happening. I think I'm gonna go for some late night pizza. Let's go. Shh.